What's going on, baseball fans? So the San Diego Padres are off to a pretty good start this year, and I'm going to tell you why they're going to win the World Series. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. The Padres have been known to have one of the better farm systems recently, and it's really starting to show as of late. Starting off with Fernando Tatis Jr., he had a heck of a start offensively in 2019 before going down with a back injury. In 84 games, he hit .317 with 22 homers, 53 RBIs, a .969 OPS, and a WRC plus of 150 that ranked second overall among shortstops. He also threw in 16 stolen bases as well. Where Tatis Jr. did lack a bit in 2019 was in the field, in which he gave up 3 runs defensively, had a negative 5.8 UZR, and ranked third to last among shortstops in outs above average. So far in 2020 though, he hasn't had any issues and continues to swing the bat well. So far in 2020, he's hit .275 with 2 homers, ranks second among shortstops in RBIs with 9, and ranks 6th among shortstops to have at least 30 plate appearances with an OPS of .933. He should continue to be one of the best young players in the league moving forward. Also in the lineup is another guy that just came up to the majors recently, and that's Trent Grisham, who currently has the 4th longest hit home run in 2020. In 2016, he was considered one of the Brewers' top prospects and a top 50 prospect in baseball overall, according to Baseball America. But after a few seasons in which he averaged a .697 OPS in the Brewers' farm system, his stock started to fall. However, after a fix in the way he held his bat, he started to see his numbers improve dramatically, which saw him hit .381, 13 homers, and a 1.247 OPS in 2019. This earned him a call-up to the Brewers in 2019, in which he hit .231 with 6 homers and a .738 OPS over 51 games. He was then traded to the Padres this past offseason, and so far he's gotten off to a great start, in which he's hit .263 with 3 homers, 6 RBIs, and a .969 OPS. If he can keep it up, he'll be a very solid piece, especially in a very righty-heavy Padres lineup. Last but not least, let's talk about Padres ace Chris Paddack, who had a solid 2019 season and is off to a great start in 2020. In his rookie season in 2019, he threw 140 innings and finished with an ERA of 3.33, about 10 strikeouts per 9, and only 2 walks per 9. While those numbers are good, he's shown some impressive advanced metrics as well. His xwOBA, which is when you combine quality of contact along with strikeouts and walks, finished in the top 15%. His fastball also ranked in the top 15% in spin rate, which means that his fastball had much better life to it. Along with this, his curveball has averaged close to 6 inches in vertical movement so far this season. As of right now, the StatCast leaderboards for 2020 haven't been posted, but that would have ranked him in the top 10% in 2019. Okay, enough with the advanced stats. Like I said, he's off to a great start in 2020 through 2 starts, allowing only 2 runs through 11 innings. He's going to be very good for the Padres for a long time and can really carry this pitching staff deep into October. The offense as a whole in 2019 did finish 27th in runs scored and 24th in WRC+. However, in 2020 so far, they rank 1st in runs scored and 10th in WRC+. This is happening due to some improvements made in the offseason, players that have already been there making their own improvements, as well as some guys that are just flat out good. They improved a lot in the offseason by adding Tommy Pham and the previously mentioned Trent Grisham. They're also getting Tatis Jr. back fully healthy this year. As for the other guys, well, let's start off with Manny Machado. He didn't have his prototypical Manny Machado type of year that landed him a $300 million contract before 2019, only hitting .256 on the year, along with an OPS just below 800. While those numbers aren't great, he did still hit 32 homers and drove in 85 RBIs, and he also ranked in the top 15% in exit velocity average. Then there's the newest addition in Tommy Pham, who's been off to a very good start in 2020, hitting in the middle of the order for San Diego. He had a solid season in 2019, hitting .273 with 21 homers, 68 RBIs, and a .369 on base, along with an .818 OPS overall. So far, though, in 44 plate appearances in 2020, he's hitting .306 with a homer, 7 RBIs, a .432 on base, and an .848 OPS overall. With an on-base catalyst like Tommy Pham in the Padres lineup, this should only make everyone better. Then there's Wil Myers, who surprisingly had a good start to 2020 after being touted as a top prospect many years ago, but has never really been able to put it all together. In his career, he's only averaged a 763 OPS, but so far in 2020, he has an OPS of 937, along with a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. If he can keep it going, it would be a huge boost for this offense. Last but not least, let's talk about Eric Hosmer, who is currently on the injured list, but was off to a very hot start in 2020 through 3 games, hitting .500 with a homer and 7 RBIs. If he can come back and keep hitting the way he was, that would be more than welcoming in a lineup that has a lot of potential this year. So far in 2020, the Padres starting pitching ranks 4th in FIP, thanks to a few reasons. I've already mentioned Chris Paddock, so let's talk about the other guys that are stepping up. First off, there's Dinelson Lamet, who was really good in 2019 with a 3.91 FIP and 13 strikeouts per 9, and is having a great start in 2020. So far, he's only given up 2 runs through 10 innings while striking out 15 guys. And how about Garrett Richards? This is a guy that's struggled with injuries since 2016 and hasn't pitched more than 100 innings since 2015. However, so far in 2020, he's been off to a great start, pitching 10 2/3 innings with a 3.38 ERA and 12 strikeouts. If he's fully healthy for this season, then the Padres will have a very good starting 3 in Paddock, Lamet, and Richards for the playoffs. It would only be fair to give Drew Pomeranz and the bullpen some credit as well. After struggling with the Giants in 2019, he was traded to the Brewers at the deadline and pitched phenomenal for the Brewers in the second half, posting an ERA of 2.39 and over 15 strikeouts per 9 in 26 innings. After returning to the Padres this past offseason, he's continued his great pitching in 2020, pitching in 5 games so far while allowing no runs and also saving 2 games. Closer Kirby Yates and newly acquired reliever Emilio Pagan both had great seasons in 2019, but both have gotten off to a tough start in 2020. Having Pomeranz, though, has been huge while Yates and Pagan try to work through their issues. When they do solve whatever's going on with them, having the trio of Yates, Pomeranz, and Pagan at the back end of the bullpen will be extremely good come playoff time. So those are some reasons why I think the Padres could win the World Series this year. Tell me your thoughts down below. Give me some reasons of your own, but that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.